Hello everyone, welcome. In the previous video I talked a little about using the smartphone to learn how to train with weights. In this video I will talk a little about my failed attempt to fast for 36 hours. If you like it, press the like button, comment, share the video. As I explained in some of the first videos of this channel, more or less 2 years ago, I decided to change my dietary habits, because I was not happy about some signs of health decline that my organism was revealing. I dedicated a lot of effort to studying the subject thoroughly in order to being able to introduce changes that should help me to feel better, regain confidence in my health status, and consequently in my whole life. Almost 2 years later, I am very happy to say that my effort was worthy. The worrisome signs that I have mentioned are gone. I feel amazing to the point that sometimes I find myself thinking, how is this possible? If you ask me about what were the changes of my dietary habits that I deem most important, I would have to mention two: fasting and the reduction of fructose intake. Bear in mind that I was not negligent about my health. I followed the recommendations of experts, but in a few critical aspects, those experts were, some still are, clueless. I want to make a video about fructose. I hope it will come sooner rather than later, but this video is about fasting. And believe me, there is a lot to say about it. Unfortunately, I'm going to describe a failure on my part, but I think that it is an educational failure, which teach a few lessons that I will always take into consideration in the future. If you follow this channel, you know that I started fasting 16 hours every day and gave my organism time to adapt. More or less 1 year of adaptation, during which I had to fight some difficulties, but I didn't quit and eventually reached the intended goals. After that, I started fasting 18 hours every day, with a 24-hour fast every 2 months. The first was in September 2025, the second was in November 2025, so the third was supposed to take place in January 2026. And this was the one where I failed. Some recent scientific research has shown some benefits of periods of 36 hours fasting. I have never stopped following these kinds of developments, and I got somehow anxious to try those 36 hours. I had a plan, and I was dumb enough to let that anxiety prevail over my plan. Moreover, in December, I spent a lot of time traveling. First, I went to a very warm part of the world, then to a very cold one. Far from home, I had to adapt my diet and my physical activity. In early January, I was perfectly aware that my immune system was in need of some recovery time. But I was still feeling great. January is a winter month where I live. The temperatures are as low as it gets. But I didn't feel the need to warm my house. I feel healthy and strong, so why bother? Foolishly, I decided to still have my long fasting period in January and to extend it from 24 to 36 hours. Unfortunately, it lasted only 25 hours. I could have endured longer, but I was not feeling comfortable at all. So I finally came to my senses and stopped it. I was shivering and for the first time in more than a year, I was feeling angry, uncomfortable, and sad during my fasting period. That was a shock to me, something that I was not expecting, and I was wise enough to put it to an end. Now, what lessons can one learn from such an experience? Well, if you have a well-conceived plan, which took you a lot of effort to design, don't let any kind of momentary anxiety prevail over it. If you have a well-conceived plan, which took you a lot of effort to design, allow yourself some adaptability according to specific circumstances. You are taking care of your health, not trying to be the winner of the prize for Fakir of the Year. So in the 3rd or 4th week of March, I will have another 24 or 25 hours fast, and I will proceed as planned until the end of next summer. Next, you will be able to see a few images of my tennis training session. Will I ever get tired of talking about how nice it is to spend a couple of hours playing tennis in such a beautiful place? I believe not. And it was the case. 2 hours of pure enjoyment, fresh air, sunlight, good partnership, and all it takes to have the perfect morning. In this session, we even had the pleasure to entertain an observer who was generous enough to give us some applause. In the next video, I will talk a little about the food pyramid. Now, if you like what I regularly publish, subscribe to the channel and press the bell to receive all the notifications. See you soon.
Excelente. Não penso nisso. Vai! Está todo.